Hi everyone and welcome. We are going to pick up right where we left off yesterday, continuing on with our fat-soluble vitamin D. And we're going to go over some general characteristics along with toxicity and deficiency symptoms, just some general characteristics. So anyway, let's get to it. So there are two main forms of vitamin D, vitamin D3, which most people associate with absorbing when they're out in the sun, that your skin helps convert. And then vitamin D2, which is found primarily in fatty fish, mackerel, sardines, salmon, and eel are great examples. Also, vitamin D2 is found in fortified foods such as cereals and milks nowadays. And overall, what vitamin D does is it helps maintain skeletal health. So what do I mean by that? When you have proper amounts of vitamin D in your system, it helps maintain the blood calcium and phosphorus levels that your body can transport and use throughout different systems when necessary. When you don't have the proper amounts, that's when deficiency takes place, and we'll go over those characteristics in a second. So it helps also maintain proper immune function and hormone release. People are like, what, vitamin D? Yes, vitamin D. Hormones such as insulin, PTH, and then renin as well. The recommended dietary allowance for vitamin D is 10 to 20 micrograms a day for adult men and women. And I'm going to do this a little later on. I'm going to have a little video on how to read supplement bottle labels to know like the breakdown. But if you are looking at a label, what a microgram symbol looks like is this. It looks like a strange U. Oh, it's going to be backwards. Microgram. I will, as I said, I'll do a little video later about how to read labels. Anyway, 10 to 20 micrograms a day is what the RDA is for adult men and women. When you get into toxicity, that's when you have excess vitamin D in your system. Oftentimes toxicity actually occurs from excess supplementation, which means the individuals are taking a whole lot more than their body needs and can properly utilize. So what happens during that is you have too much calcium and phosphorus in your blood, and it'll start to calcify and make little deposits on specific organs such as your kidneys, your heart, and your liver. I don't want to forget, let me make sure and your lungs. Toxicity can cause various symptoms such as anorexia, vomiting, nausea, bone demineralization, weakness and joint pain, and I don't know about you guys, but that doesn't sound like fun to me. Deficiency is the complete opposite, obviously. Deficiency occurs when you don't have enough in your dietary intake on a daily basis. Deficiency can lead to diseases called rickets, which is a lot of people associate rickets with the bowed legs. And what happens is when you don't have proper amounts of vitamin D consumption on a daily basis, as an individual is growing or the bone is replacing itself, underweight, the bone will bend, and you'll see people with really bowed legs. Now, obviously not everyone who has bowed legs has rickets, so keep that in mind. But they can also appear to have enlarged heads, rib cages, and joints. Deficiencies in adults cause osteomalacia, which is called in medical terminology that roughly translates to softening of bones. And what it is that it's improperly calcifying new synthesized bone. So people are like, oh, well, you're an adult. How are you synthesizing new bone? Fun fact, your skeletal system replaces itself between 7 and 8 times throughout your entire life. So really keep in mind that what you eat on a daily basis fuels hundreds and thousands and millions of chemical processes within your body that help restore balance, replace necessary nutrients so that your body can continue to function properly. My anatomy and physiology professor always said, form equals function, and function is connected to form. So if form isn't proper, there's something wrong with the function. If function is off, you're gonna have a disadvantaged form. So vitamin D is actually one of those, vitamin D deficiency, is one of those issues that a lot of physicians are worried about a resurgence happening in developed, including underdeveloped countries, because not getting enough sun exposure, not consuming enough vitamin D on a daily basis. So it's really interesting. Back during the 1930s, I believe it was, there was a huge push for children to get a fatty fish supplementation every morning so that they knew that they had the proper intake of vitamin D on a daily basis. Again, my source is the same as yesterday's, from Wardlaw's perspectives on nutrition and the NCBI website. And if someone's not familiar with NCBI, it is a scientific resource. Has journals, peer-reviewed studies, and I really encourage everyone to actually use that as a resource when researching anything medical. It's really, really important to make sure you have adequate, high-quality resources that have been tested time and time again by other professionals looking to keep the standards high. So, NCBI. If anyone wants me to link it in the comments below, I am going to post some of these in a different little photo later on with general information. That way it's always available. Yeah, go ahead and post your comments or questions, and I can definitely make those links available so people know what resources I'm talking about, if they can't find them from the video. Anyway, yeah, so that's fat-soluble vitamin D. Next, we will be going into vitamin E, and going over the common characteristics, toxicity, and deficiencies for that. Okay? Have a great day, everyone. Talk to you later. Bye.